There are rules you're taught. Then there are rules Machiavelli would never say out loud. The ones that separate power from weakness, dominance from exposure. Most people think power is something you show, but Machiavelli knew the truth. Real power is in what you withhold, especially in public. Because in public, you're being watched, not just by people, but by opportunity, by reputation, and by those waiting for you to slip. You don't rise by being impressive in public. You rise by being impeccable. And there are 9 behaviors, subtle, emotional, human, that will quietly destroy your presence, your mystique, your control, if you dare reveal them. Never complain in public. You might think it makes you relatable, but in the eyes of the powerful, it does the opposite. Machiavelli understood when you complain in public, you signal 2 fatal weaknesses. You don't have control and you expect sympathy. Both are poison. Power attracts those who can endure pain without broadcasting it. The moment you share your frustration publicly, you create a new identity. Not a threat, not a mystery, but a person who needs something. And the world begins to treat you accordingly. Stay silent, endure privately. Let them wonder how you never flinch, never reveal your insecurity. In private, maybe, with someone you trust, maybe, but never in public. Because what people see you admit, they begin to believe, even if it isn't true. Say, I'm not good at this enough times, and soon no one will trust you to be. Say, I struggle with confidence, and people will lower their expectations of you permanently. Machiavelli knew appearances shape truth, and nothing kills authority faster than volunteering weakness. So even when you're unsure, hold your frame. Let your internal uncertainty be invisible behind a perfect posture. That's what unnerves them. Not what you say, but what you refuse to reveal. Never boast about your plans. You've seen them, people in public, talking loudly about their next big thing. Machiavelli would smile at them and then use their ambition against them. Because when you speak your plans in public, 2 things happen. People feel no urgency to support you. You're already doing well, right? And others now have a map to sabotage you before you even start. Announce nothing. Let your success surprise them. Move quietly until your results are undeniable. And when people ask, shrug, smile, offer nothing. Because power is best accumulated when no one sees it coming. Never take public sides in petty conflicts. You think standing up for someone makes you loyal? In private, yes. In public, it makes you predictable. Machiavelli warned rulers, never become involved in the quarrels of others unless you stand to gain from the outcome. When you jump into a dispute, you gain an enemy without necessity. You create alliances based on emotion, not strategy. And most dangerously, you reveal your values before you have power to enforce them. Let others expose themselves. Let them fight. You observe. You remember. You position. Public neutrality is not cowardice. It's the preservation of future dominance. Never show hunger for attention. There is no greater stench in public than desperation. Whether it's laughter you force, validation you chase, or approval you seek, once people sense you need it, they own you. Machiavelli believed that the more you need others, the less they value you, especially when the need is psychological. When you walk into a room and try to be liked, you become replaceable. But when you enter with composure, calm, and disinterest, you create a presence they can't define. And what they can't define, they can't dismiss. Want influence? Want power? Then be the one who doesn't need the room. Let them come to you. Never break under pressure, even slightly. Public moments of stress, arguments, disagreements, accusations. These are tests, and most people fail, not because they explode, but because they leak. Their voice tightens, their expression flinches, their stance weakens. The audience picks up on this instantly, even subconsciously, and And in that moment, your myth cracks. Machiavelli would never show pressure. He'd absorb it like armor absorbs arrows. Even when boiling inside, you maintain stillness outside, not robotic control. Because once people see that nothing ruffles you, you become a psychological landmark, a figure they adjust themselves around. Never publicly over-explain yourself. This is the sin of those who feel they must justify every move. You say something controversial, you get a reaction, you panic. You go on a rant, clarifying, softening, defending, and in that moment you lose the frame. Now the crowd owns your narrative. You're reacting to them. You're explaining your existence on their terms. Machiavelli never explained, he redirected. Instead of softening, he'd make people question their own reaction. If they demanded an explanation, he'd respond, "Perhaps you misunderstood me," or "Perhaps you understood me perfectly." Either way, he remained in control of the meaning. So the next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, don't. Let your silence make them question themselves. Never reveal bitterness toward rejection. Someone ignores you, doesn't include you, chooses someone else. You feel that flicker of pain, and maybe you want to show it. But public bitterness is self-sabotage, because it screams, "I noticed, I care, and now I'm weakened by it." And Machiavelli would call that emotional suicide. When you're overlooked, dismissed, or cut out, respond with detachment, not passive aggressiveness, not fake laughter, stillness. Make it seem like they just freed you, like your attention is a resource, and they just removed themselves from access, because they probably expected you to chase. When you don't, they'll start chasing themselves. Never publicly criticize someone more powerful. Not because they don't deserve it, but because you don't benefit. Calling out someone above you only makes two things happen. People see you as jealous, even if you're right. And the powerful now see you as a threat to neutralize. Machiavelli would find their weakness, yes, but he would never fire first in public. He'd wait until their guard dropped, wait until it made more sense to elevate them just before letting them fall. If you must criticize, do it surgically, strategically, and preferably through someone else. Because power isn't in saying what's true, it's in deciding when the truth is useful. Power isn't just preserved by what you avoid, it's constructed silently through what you project with precision. Because when you remove the weak behaviors that Machiavelli would despise, you create a vacuum. And the world doesn't tolerate a vacuum. People around you will project meaning onto you whether you design it or not. So now the game shifts from avoiding destruction to crafting dominance. Not with aggression, not with ego, with